Have you ever looked up at the night sky and wondered what lies beyond that soft, glowing band of light arching across the heavens? That faint river of starlight, the Milky Way, is not just a view from Earth. It is our home in the cosmos. It is a colossal city of stars, stretching 100,000 light-years from end to end, filled with swirling arms, radiant nebulae, dark clouds, and ancient clusters that hold the story of our universe. Tonight, we embark on an epic journey, not across continents or oceans, but through the grand expanse of our very own galaxy. The Milky Way is a barred spiral galaxy, a magnificent structure of roughly 100,000 light-years in diameter, containing more than 200 billion stars, and a mass so great that it takes our Sun about 230 million years to complete a single orbit around its center. If you could travel at the speed of light, it would still take you tens of thousands of years just to cross from one side of the galaxy to the other. At its heart lies a bright, dense bulge of older stars, surrounded by a vast, rotating disk of gas, dust, and younger stars. Encasing it all is a mysterious and invisible halo of dark matter, unseen, yet accounting for most of the galaxy's mass. Our own solar system sits quietly about 27,000 light-years from the galactic center, nestled within a minor spiral arm called the Orion Arm, between the larger Sagittarius and Perseus arms. From this vantage point, we can never truly see the Milky Way from the outside. We live within its vast disk, peering through its clouds of dust and starlight. To understand our galaxy, we must first explore its anatomy. At the very core of the Milky Way lies one of the most fascinating objects in the universe, a supermassive black hole known as Sagittarius A, containing about 4 million times the mass of our Sun. Around this dark heart is a dense swarm of stars, orbiting at tremendous speeds. The central bulge, shaped into a bar, is composed mostly of ancient reddish stars, relics from the earliest days of the Milky Way. Beyond it spreads the galactic disk, thin and delicate, yet filled with immense structures. Here, vast spiral arms wind outward, glittering with young blue stars and interstellar clouds that serve as stellar nurseries. Further out still, the disk gives way to a faint halo, a nearly invisible sphere populated by ancient stars and globular clusters. This halo extends far beyond the visible edge of the Milky Way and merges with an even larger invisible structure made of dark matter, the true skeleton of our galaxy. Our Sun, like every other star in the Milky Way, is on a grand voyage of its own. It races around the galactic center at nearly 220 kilometers per second, completing one orbit every 250 million years, what astronomers call a galactic year. Since the birth of the solar system, our planet has circled the galaxy more than 20 times. The stars you see at night are fellow travelers, bound by the same gravitational dance, moving in vast orbits dictated by the galaxy's invisible forces. Yet, despite all this motion, the Milky Way itself appears serene, a silent spiral drifting through the cosmic darkness. But the Milky Way is far from static. It is alive, dynamic, and constantly evolving. Its spiral arms are not fixed structures, but rather waves of density, ripples that move through the disk, compressing gas clouds and triggering star formation. Over billions of years, the galaxy has grown through collisions and mergers with smaller galaxies, each leaving faint traces of its existence. One such remnant, the Sagittarius dwarf galaxy, is being torn apart by the Milky Way's gravity even now, its stars forming beautiful tidal streams that wrap around the sky. These remnants are the fossils of our galaxy's past, evidence that the Milky Way is a cosmic survivor, built from the remains of galaxies long vanished. As we journey inward toward the galactic core, the stars grow denser, and the light becomes fierce. Here, near Sagittarius A, lies a region unlike any other, crowded with stars, swirling clouds of dust, and powerful radiation. This central region is both ancient and violent. Star clusters orbit the black hole like fireflies around a flame, and bursts of energy flicker as matter spirals into the invisible singularity. Though Sagittarius A is mostly quiet now, evidence suggests it was once active, possibly emitting enormous jets of energy millions of years ago. This core is the beating heart of the Milky Way, the gravitational anchor that binds everything together. Leaving the core, we drift outward into the spiral arms, the glittering engines of creation. These arms are home to the great star-forming regions, vast clouds of hydrogen gas where gravity compresses matter into new suns. Nebulae such as the Eagle, Orion, and Trifid glow with radiant colors as newborn stars light up the surrounding gas. Here, life begins anew. The spiral arms are ever-changing, birthing stars that will one day drift away into the galaxy's outer reaches. In these arms lie clusters of brilliant blue supergiants, massive enough to burn their fuel in just a few million years before exploding as supernovae, scattering the heavy elements that will form planets, oceans, and eventually life. Beyond the spiral arms, the Milky Way grows quieter again. The outer disk begins to warp and flare like a great cosmic ripple. Here, the density of stars thins, and the faint halo becomes visible, a population of ancient, metal-poor stars that formed in the earliest days of the galaxy. Among them float globular clusters, enormous spheres of hundreds of thousands of stars, bound tightly by gravity and orbiting the galactic core like distant moons. These clusters are among the oldest known objects in the universe, some nearly as old as the cosmos itself. And beyond even them lies the dark matter halo, invisible, silent, yet holding the Milky Way together through its immense gravitational pull. Without dark matter, the stars would fly apart. With it, the galaxy remains whole. Our journey around the Milky Way is also a journey through time. Every region tells a story of creation and destruction, of collisions and rebirths. The Milky Way is currently surrounded by a family of smaller galaxies, the Magellanic Clouds, the Sagittarius Dwarf, and many others, each slowly being absorbed, each adding to the Milky Way's mass and diversity. It is a reminder that galaxies are not isolated islands, but evolving systems in constant motion. Even now, astronomers observe that the Andromeda Galaxy, our nearest large neighbor, is on a slow collision course with us. In roughly 4 billion years, the two galaxies will merge, forming an enormous elliptical galaxy, perhaps to be called Milkdromeda. Yet even then, most stars will never collide. The vast distances between them ensure that the universe's dance remains graceful. When we look up at the Milky Way in the night sky, what we see is a cross-section of our galactic disk, countless stars blending together into a luminous band. It is both a window and a mirror, a glimpse into the grand structure of our cosmic home and a reflection of our tiny place within it. The same galaxy that cradles our sun also gave birth to the elements in our bodies. We are, quite literally, children of the Milky Way, formed from its dust, sustained by its stars, and destined to drift through it as it continues its eternal motion through the cosmos. As our journey ends, imagine pulling back, past our solar system, past the Orion Arm, past the glowing spiral arms, until the entire Milky Way comes into view. A radiant disk of light suspended in darkness. A galactic island floating in an ocean of galaxies. Beyond it lies the local group, then the Virgo cluster, then the vast cosmic web that binds the universe together. And there, somewhere in one of the galaxy's quiet arms, lies a small blue planet orbiting an ordinary star, yet filled with beings capable of wondering about the very galaxy that gave them life. This is our home. This is the Milky Way, ancient, magnificent, and alive.